At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
swimming, basketball,
netball
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
It's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
And you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Welcome everybody at home, listening in, watching in for Bar TV's Greater NHRU Round 8 match of the round. It's Merewether Carlton at home at Townsend Oval against the Waratahs Rugby Club. It's an overcast day here in Merewether. It was sunny before. It's now probably dropped to about an 18-degree day. But it's good conditions here for rugby, and it's going to be a fast game of rugby. And with me, as well, always a fast man himself, Jimmy Gardner. How are you, Jimmy?
Good, thanks, guys. I was going to call and see if I get a couple of right-handers just off the point there at Merewether, but the water was a bit chilly for me this morning, mate, so I went to junior soccer instead.
You'd be a Bar Beach man anyway, wouldn't you, Jimmy?
Yeah, you know me, mate. I need a pretty big Malibu to hold me up, mate. Certainly surfing's not my go. Not many beaches in Dubbo where I grew up, but need to say, great to be here. A little bit of breeze coming off the ocean. I think we'll whip up as the afternoon gets a bit older and those clouds get a bit darker and it gets a bit cooler here, so... all in all, they're still pretty good conditions for a good game of rugby. The pitch is nice and dry, good coverage of grass, and not too uncomfortable. Yeah, well, certainly one thing that's nice and dry out there, that cricket pitch. It doesn't ever seem to get too soft out here at Townsend Oval. The two sides today, both hot and cold. Waratah started the season, pretty indifferent. Merewether Carlton started the season okay, but now they've become the indifferent ones. Yeah, they have. I mean, it's certainly been... for the last couple of years, you've known what you're going to get against Merewether. They've been a real tough side, defensively very sound, which I guess goes a bit against their edict from years gone by. They've always been entertainers. But this year, they've really mixed it up. I think they're 4-3 in terms of win-losses, and they've only strung two good matches together. They look like they found their mojo when they beat Nelson Bay 38-14. They led that game 38-0. Then last week, they come out and get... out enthused really by University, who are playing their third game in 7 days, so it's just hard to get a gauge on them. Whereas Waratah just seemed to be on the improve for mine. They lost that first game to Wanderers fairly convincingly, but that was sort of a makeshift side. They didn't have much preparation, but since then they've won every game and they've just got stronger and stronger, and their list is getting stronger and stronger. And as those guys get fitter, you would only think that they will, the combinations will be better and they'll just be that little bit sharper. So I think this is a big test for Merewether Carlton today. It's one that they certainly need to aim up defensively first and foremost. Yeah, well, one player who back in this Waratah side today, Luke Troy, hasn't been around for a while. I think he's played off the bench a couple of times this year, but he makes his return to the first grade side. Of course, went down to the Brumbies and a few other things back in his time at the NHRU, Jimmy? Yeah, certainly. I mean, big unit. I don't know how much... He certainly played a little bit of hooker when he was back here 10 or so years ago. I think he's still with the Air Force and based in Sydney, so I don't think he can train regularly. But, he's a big body. He's a big unit. He certainly... Technically, he's very strong. Played a lot of New South Wales country, as we mentioned 10 years ago. You just got to wonder whether he'll come in and take the line out as well. When you've got a guy that's coming in that hasn't really trained with the team, that might make things a bit difficult come set-piece time. But certainly, in terms of getting around the park and what he brings in aggression and the ability to get over that ad line, he'll fit right in there in that big, bustling, brutal Waratah pack that they've got. Yeah, well, he's certainly not lost anything as we gaze over at the Waratah side, warming up over there. We'll certainly hear him anyway. If there's anything like before, his nickname was obviously Showbag. I won't explain why that is. I'm not sure I have to, but he's certainly very vocal out there, and I'm sure we'll know that he's here. Is that because he likes cheap toys, Jimmy? Full of something, I think, was what the reference was to, but I certainly wasn't clever enough to make that one up. Very good. And for the Merewether Carlton side, of course, they're missing their two big players, I guess, in Blake Crichton and Jay Strawn today. This could put them up against the wall, I think. Yeah, particularly defensively. I think Jay Strawn is turned into a real leader at outside centre. Yeah, he can play halfback as well, obviously, but you're looking at their outside backs today. You look at Corey Nash is pretty solid on the wing, but Kent Hatchwell, big and strong and very good front on, but he's outside centre. Sam Fogarty, don't know much about him. He's a kid that's come through their junior system. I expect Carl Manu and in particular Hayden Pedersen to really aim some traffic through them. Obviously, Kent's very strong when you get him front on front, but he struggles laterally at times. And Sam Fogarty, the outside centre nowadays really is the general defensively of the back line, and it's a big ask for him to do that. I'm sure he'll get a fair bit of help from Ed Bakakalupo at fullback in terms of direction and pointing people in the right area, but I think it's going to be a real test defensively out wide for Merewether Carlton today.
Yes, the two coaches out there contrasting. One's an old veteran who's been around for a while, and Michael Dan, of course, into his second year in the top grade. How do you think these guys are going to play these teams today, Jimmy?
I think, speaking to Matt Chidgey during the week, I think he sort of doesn't try and have too big an imprint on this team. He's got so many good footballers there, so many natural footballers, particularly in that back line, where he just sets some framework that he wants them to stick by and then play what's in front of them, basically. Their forward packs, you know what you're in for against them. They're big and busting. They'll pick and drive and just create a bit of space for their backs. Whereas Merewether Carlton, Michael Dan's back. He's been overseas for 5 weeks, although I know he has been keeping close tabs through Bar TV, and the emails have been flying back and forth between him and co-coach Jason Toby. So he'll, in particular, take care of the forward pack. I think he really have them primed for a big one. He'll have the he'll have the paint peeling off the walls, I'd say, in his pre-match diatribe. And I think the breakdown is one area where Merewether Carlton may have an advantage. They've certainly got the edge in mobility, and they certainly do attack the breakdown. We talk about the Island brothers and Matt Gray, who's back in the side today. And if there's one thing that that Waratahs can be, they can be a little bit lazy, or they can be a little bit slow when it comes to the breakdown. They don't commit men. So I expect Merewether Carlton to throw a lot of numbers in there, and I expect Gareth Ernst in particular to be really napping at the heels of Joel Ford. I mean, Joel's more a 5'8" than a halfback, and he can get caught with his pace at the back and getting there a little bit slow, and perhaps his delivery can be a bit slow at times. I expect Gareth Ernst to be right on his heels.
Yes, of course, we'll take this opportunity now to go through the teams. Of course, the away side today, the Waratahs playing in red. Josh Afoa and Alan Mirakalis, the front rowers, with Luke Troy coming back into the side as hooker. Our second rowers today, Todd McDean and John O'Reynolds. Frank Roberts and Dylan Hines are our breakaways, with the big number 8, Pala Palupe, locking up the scrum there. Joel Ford and the South African Dane Sherritt, he's one to watch out for as well. Our inside centre is Carl Manu. Outside, Hayden Pedersen. Our wingers today, Chase Hicks. Nick Metcalf playing in the number 13 jersey. And Tim Riley, of course, is a fullback. The coaches we mentioned, Matthew Chidgey, been around for a while. If you want to take us through the Merewether Carlton side, Jimmy.
Yeah, 5 changes for the team that lost to University last week, so a bit to get through. The front row is Jared Butler and James Snedden. Hooker is Billy Dunn, who returns, I think, from an ankle injury. Second row is Chris Tonks and Isaac Wilton. The back row, which is one of Merewether Carlton's strengths, Pat Ireland at blind side, Matt Ireland at open side, and Matt Ray at number 8. The captain and halfback is Gareth Ernst. Sam Gilmore returns at fly half. The wingers are Sam Rouse and Corey Nash. In the centres, Kent Hatchwell and Sam Fogarty. And fullback, Ed Bakakalupo.
Yes, and of course, referee today is Jared Logan. Of course, Jared, one of the premier referees in this NHRU competition. So we see him sauntering down to the sideline now, just getting ready for the big match to kick off in about 2 or 3 minutes. I'll tell you one player we didn't mention at the top of the broadcast there, Jimmy. It's the South African import, Dane Sherritt. I mean, he's played at NPC over there, and
yeah, he played at NPC.
Curry Cup, sorry.
Yeah, Curry Cup under 20. So he had a little bit of time with the Cheetahs, and then has been back playing in the top division in Johannesburg, where his team not only were the winner of the Johannesburg comp, they went on to win a national knockout. So yeah, a lot of pedigree about him. I like the way he takes the ball on. He takes the line on. He's not one of these old school traditional South African 5'8s you see, where they just play the percentages, kick for corners, catch and pass when they have to. He likes the fact that Matt Chidgey has given him a bit of freedom, to play what's in front of him, to take the line on when he has, and when he has hit the line with the ball in his hands, that's when he's looked most dangerous. And when if he's causing some doubts in the defensive line, well then he's got Carl Manu and Hayden Pedersen outside, and it just opens up so many opportunities for them. So yeah, he's one. I've seen him twice now on the Bar TV coverage, but I haven't seen him in the flesh. So really excited to have a look at him, and also keen to have a look at Pala Palupa. In 2013, he was so dominant. He was a runaway winner of the Anderson Medal, I think by 10 or 12 points, was near record fashion. He come back, looks like he's put on a bit of even more size than when he was here last. I'm just hoping he's as mobile, but you'll see him pick the ball up from the back of the scrum and really get them going forward.
Yes, definitely. And fly half for Merewether Carlton. He knows this ground like the back of his hand. He's a local junior, and he's a club legend. Sam Gilmore, he's won a couple of grand finals, and last time we watched him play, he didn't really get that kicking game going that we expected. Jimmy, do you think that's going to have to come into play today? Turn around the red team?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if they're going to kick today, they need to find touch. Tim Riley, the Waratah fullback, is the best counter-attacker in the game, certainly in the Newcastle game anyway. And he's got some, if he can link up with Hayden Pedersen, as we mentioned, and they've got a bit of pace in young Chase Hicks. I think he's a 17-year-old kid who's come from rugby league, who's on the left wing. He's really got some wheels about him. So I'm expecting if Sam is going to kick deep, he's going to try and find touch and not just get in the sideline and get it out of the ground so that they can't have any quick restarts.
Yes, very good. A little bit of time for these two sides to come out on the field now. The clock says it's 3 p.m. Just a bit of gamesmanship played in the sheds by both sides. As you'd expect, both coaches, as we mentioned, wily characters. We'll take a moment now to go through our sponsors. Of course, the Greater is the major sponsor for the NHRU, and we're in round 8 today. NIB, Viatech, Tui's and Tulloch are our two beverage sponsors. And the Newcastle Herald, of course, where our expert commentator today, Jimmy Garner, hails from. I liked your article in there today about Matt Chidgey, Jimmy.
Yeah, a bit of Matt Chidgey and Gareth Ernst just saying he can't really get a finger on why Merewether can't have been so inconsistent. They're so good one week, and then the next week they're just the basic fundamentals they're struggling with. But Matt Chidgey typically playing things pretty close to his chest, not getting his side too carried away as he does. They're happy to fly under the radar, but when they've got a roster as good as theirs and they've strung 6 wins together on the trot, there's certainly no flying under anything.
Yes, and of course the Waratah team will be wearing black armbands today. Cyril Burke's wife unfortunately passed away during the week, so those guys will be out there remembering what a good contribution that the Burke family, I guess, has made to the Waratah Rugby Club. And of course, Cyril Burke, one of the players that used to play from Merewether and went over and started the Waratah Rugby Club, Jimmy.
Yeah, indeed, and one of the most famous rugby names in Newcastle football. And I've heard some great stories this week about Mrs. Burke. At one point, she was washing 10 sets of jumpers, which is not, when you think about the old days and what a washing machine and what that entailed. It's little wonder that she was cherished so long, and their place was always a second home for anyone from Waratah. So, I think the funeral's on Monday, and I'm sure that will be a big affair.
Yeah, so team's still not arriving to the field here, and of course the field is looking okay for this time of year at Townsend Oval. It generally cops a bit of the rain and doesn't hold up too well, but it doesn't look too bad today, Jimmy.
Well, I guess Merewether Carlton don't train here anymore. They're at Empire Park. I know the cricketers are very precious of their ground. They've had this pitch relayed at great expense 3 or 4 times now, so whenever it looks like there might be a shower, the cricketers are jumping up and down, ensuring that they keep this piece of sacred land nice and in good nick to start with. As we see Waratah now taking on the field. They look a bit low-key, don't they? Josh Fowler looks like he's had his head in a bucket of peroxide.
He's here to play, isn't he? Big Josh Fowler, the number 1 prop forward, who you can't miss at the centre of your screen there with the yellow hair. I don't know, is it golden hair? Is it yellow hair as they let out by Karl Manu?
You can really call it crunchy, colour of a crunchy, couldn't you?
Yes. I'm sure that's what they're calling him in the dressing sheds.
I'm sure I won't be.
Old Crunchy Afoa. I think that's been his nickname since he was a kid. As Gareth Ernst now leads this Merewether Carlton side out onto the field. And you can see the people over in the green room on your Bar TV screens on that green corner.
Yeah, I thought there might be a few more here. Maybe the indifferent form of the greens. Some of the more obviously the diehard supporters are here, but some of those guys that tend to jump on the bandwagon maybe still checking out the beach or not that interested at this point. But I was hoping a few more might be here, to be honest with you, of a game that is such importance for the home team in particular.
Yes, of course, those changes in the Merewether front row, the Waratah side, they've got a pretty good pack, and as you mentioned, Jared Butler and James Snedden, probably not your first choice front rowers out there, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this scrum goes for Merewether Carlton, because let's be honest, it hasn't been the best all year anyway. It's
going to be all about technique for them and timing. Just get the ball in and get it out as quick as they can. They'll just concentrate on their own ball, trying to make sure it's nice and as clean as possible. The one thing that they have got, Matt Ray is very good at the back of the scrum, particularly when his side's under pressure. But big ask. If you just look at the size of the two packs to start with, you would think that there'd be 10 kilo nearly per man advantage that Waratah would have just looking at them from up here. So it's going to be a big test for them. But I don't expect Merewether Carlton to try and get in an armbar, so they're going to want to spread the ball and play this a little bit wide.
Yes, and Sam Gilmore with the ball. So Merewether Carlton kicking off here. They're running left to right on your screens. The Waratahs in the red here today. Jared Logan asking the captain, Karl Manu, if his side's ready to start this fixture. This round 8 Greater NHRU fixture here at Townsend Oval. Referees ready. Captains are ready. It's time on here at Merewether. And that's a good-looking kick-off there by Sam Gilmore. And coming around, Hines taking it nicely with Manu getting at the back. And here he is now, Big Palupi, sorry. But Merewether Carlton coming through nicely on that. Joel Ford, a little bit slow there to start with. Sherritt, let it sing, he says, but he's caught by the Merewether Carlton side.
Yeah, good positive start defensively for the Greens. Their line speed's very good, but it looks like here there's a little hole. Palupi gets through it, looks for some support. Hayden Pedersen, I think there, they just go to ground, set it up again.
Gets a little ball away there, the big number 8. The ball comes out wide. Ooh, a little bit of a knock on, I thought, but no, they say okay as a forward goes through. He palms one off. Good run there by the big prop forward.
Back.
And now, as they go through, Roberts on the far side. Keep working short side, but now they come back to the open.
Numbers here.
Pedersen is calling for it. Pedersen has it, but it's not the best ball, and the Merewether Carlton side slid pretty well there. The Waratahs are going to have to come around, and they do, and Ford now gets the ball out. Takes it nicely through the middle there, the breakaway. Now Sherritt with it.
Wait.
Nice kick by Sherritt, but taken nicely by Bakagalupo. Bakagalupo taken up the middle by Nash. Good run there by the winger, helping his forwards out early on in the piece here. So Ernst with it now to Tonks, and Tonks takes it forward. He's been impressive over the last few weeks. Tonks, he's really stood up this year.
Yeah, he's an old school forward, isn't he? Just gets the ball under his arm and tucks it forward. Little dart there and grubber from Gareth Ernst. Got held back, but play on, says the referee. They've got something on here, the Tars, if they can get it out wide on the left. Sherritt wrestles with him, goes to ground eventually, looks to place it back now as they reset again. The Tars, Joel Ford, box kick. Tim Riley comes through. He's fantastic at these. He's
taking high though, and Bakagalupo does well getting up for that. Quick tap taken by Ernst, and Ernst kicks across field. Probably a nothing crick, really. And it goes over the touchline there as Nick Metcalf, the far winger, just lets it roll over.
Yeah, I think that's a sign that Merewether Carlton want to play up tempo. I think the message from Mick Dan would be play this big pack around. Let's move from side to side. Every opportunity we can take a quick tap. Let's go. A quick line out. Wherever we can, let's keep the ball in play.
Be interesting to see how this line out goes here, Jimmy. The last game we covered for Waratah, it was a bit disjointed at the set piece. Ball comes into Hines, and Hines juggles it, and Waratah come up with it. Driven back though. Good work there by the Merewether Carlton defence in the line out. Really alert to the situation.
Yeah, I think Luke Troy hit the target there, but I think you'll find that they'll the line-out calls will be pretty basic today from the Waratahs, and I suspect that Merewether Carlton will try and get a root on them nice and early, and particularly at the front, they'll throw a man up.
Oh, they get it off the top there, the Carlton side, and Ernst struggles to get back and gets the ball away to Nash, and Gilmore has it now. Here's Kent Hatchwell. He goes forward. That's a good option by the inside centre. As they come now, Ernst to Dunn meeting Manu not able to stick to the tackle, and Dunn goes forward. Ernst looking for options. He's got none at the moment. And taken nicely there by Fogarty. And here they go. Gilmore taken hard in contact there, and Hatchwell gets the ball away to Nash. Nash steps inside one. He's still going, Nash. Good run there by the winger on the left-hand side.
Dane Sherritt had to come across and just did enough to get him into touch. But yeah, it's good signs from Merewether Carlton. They're very aggressive at the tackle. They're up in the Waratahs' faces, and they're moving the ball nice and quickly, trying to get them on the edges.
So now Troy with the ball. Looks like he's kept himself in good nick there, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's a monster, isn't he?
Taken nicely off the top there by Todd McDean. So they'll maul it up the field here, the Waratahs. They take it out earlier than probably needed to, and kick downfield there by Sherritt.
Yeah, I don't think
taken nicely by Bakagalupo though, and it's a good chance to counter, and they do. And there's the young Sam Rouse going up the middle. The 17-year-old. He's playing well, isn't he, to keep his spot?
Yeah, he's got some game about him. He's very good on his feet, very light. That's two kicks for two straight to down the throat of Ed Bakagalupo. Dane Sherritt won't be happy with that. Looked like he wasn't expecting that one. It sort of came to him a bit. He was still getting set. I don't think the message was to exit it that quickly.
Yeah, so first knock on of the match. So first scrum here taken by referee Jared Logan. So we have a look at the quick replay here. Yeah, taken nicely by Hatchwell, and Nash, who turned Troy inside out there. He's very quick and very elusive, isn't he? He's one of their danger men at the moment, Corey Nash.
Yeah, he's big and strong, isn't he? He's a great tackle buster. It's not just his pace that gets him through. He's got great strength.
Steady, guys.
Yeah, good scrum by Merewether Carlton. Surprising everyone here at the ground as Palupe is forced to take it from the back. Big Frank Roberts that was. And he's been taken over the touchline there. John O'Reynolds.
Yeah, Michael Dan will be pretty happy with what he's seen so far in the opening 5 minutes. They've really prevented Waratah from any clean ball or any front foot ball. Everything they've got, they've had to work for at the tackle or at the scrum, and even at the line out.
So ball thrown nicely all the way to the back. Ernst gets the ball out. Not straight though, says Logan.
I think you'll see Waratah really switch on for this scrum. They were a bit relaxed that first scrum.
They
were a bit high, and Merewether Carlton was good. Great technique by them. They got nice and low and shoved through on that left-hand side, on the tight head side, and got the upper hand. I think you'll see it'll be eyes up and concentration for this one. It'll be a much bigger hit, and I expect they'll keep that power on.
Yeah. As you can see from the Bar TV replay, good scrum the first instance there by Merewether. Palupe only just getting to it. We come back to the live action now. It's going to be a penalty. Merewether Carlton just trying to get the ascendancy, a little bit too early there.
Yeah,
they won't be too disappointed with that penalty though.
Yeah, coming in an angle, says referee Jared Logan. Dane Sherritt will look to put this into Merewether Carlton territory. First time we get to see a good tapping option here for Waratah. I'm really keen to see that their outside backs get some ball in space. I mean, the combination of Carl Manu, Tim Riley and Hayden Pedersen is without a doubt the best midfield in the competition.
So they go to the back there. I don't think that was straight, and Jared Logan agrees with us here.
Yeah, both hookers are going long and unable to hit the mark.
You're not a big fan of the long ball early on.
I'm not at all. It's like it's like a golfer. It's like you like to get those little short putts early, get your eye in, and then once you get comfortable with your stroke and you're comfortable with the wind and the conditions, well then let's try and mix it up. But I'm all for nice and safe and steady to start with.
So look at the replay, and Todd McDean had to.
It was the outswing of that one, wasn't it?
Get to Merewether Heights to get that one.
First
the contact there by the Waratahs, and that was
first scrum on Merewether Carlton's ball. This one, so already they're struggling. Yeah, too early, too anxious.
Yeah, Ernst goes again, quick play. So it's obviously the game plan here at Townsend Oval by the Merewether Carlton side, just to get this ball moving up the field as fast as they can and play out of their own half. Well, coming through there is Palupe. Flat ball there to Sneddon, but Sneddon using good leg drive and gets some good meters there, the prop forward. Yes, and looks to me that they could have been offside there, the Waratah side. Pedersen looked like he was up a little bit too quick. Fogarty with it now, gets around one. Can he get an arm free? No, but he'll set it up nicely for the Merewether side to go the same way. Gilmore stepping, Sherritt taking him, wrapping him up nicely.
Parla Paluba just down in back play here for the Waratahs. Looks like he's clutching at a wrist or at a bicep or something on his right arm. He looks in a fair bit of discomfort. He just stuck an arm out when he went from that tackle. As Merewether Carlton now find a little half gap.
And here they go again from the back. Mac Ray gets a ball away to Dunn. Dunn getting caught though. Ernst goes for the field goal, but it's going to be called a knock on.
It looks to be a little bit of strife here, Parla Paluba, and they certainly won't want to miss him, not only for this game, but they've got a very big game next week against Hamilton, potentially top of the table stuff. So, and I understand Hayden Pedersen won't be here next week, so they'll want everyone else on board.
So Luke Troy just having a little chat to Logan. He doesn't look good at all, does he, Palupe?
It looks like they're certainly an upper arm injury, whether it's his bicep or his wrist. Yeah, it looks like his bicep he's having a few issues with, and when they're the size of those, if you have got a little issue, it could be a major one. But back to the game, and Merewether Carlton, they've done, I guess, what we expected them to. They've really made that tackle area contest. They've got up in the line out. They've made the early scrums a real battle. They're just going to try and slow things down. They're going to try and scrap and then feed off feed off some quick play once they get the Waratah forward pack a little bit out of breath or certainly fatigued. Maybe just a stinger for Palapaloopa. He's up on his feet now and coming back to set the scrum.
Yeah, he's taking his time though, so this Waratah side, they'll use the time to their advantage all day. They know how to slow a game down.
Yeah, they're certainly the masters of that. They have been for, 15 years now. They've always had those big, brutal, bustling, monster forward packs where they're very good in short bursts, but they do tend to take the odd breather.
So Merewether Carlton defending. The Waratahs may look to attack from their own 22 here. As you said, they've got quite a highly rated three-quarter line. So here they go now. They go right to Sherritt, and Sherritt gets the ball downfield. Back at Galupo. Good positioning again by the fullback. And they get the ball out. Oh, and Pedersen it was, trying to get through, and Hatchwell, and he's going to have to do something with Hatchwell, and he does, and good little box tick there by Ernst.
Yeah, just fine touch here. It was just a perfectly timed by Hayden Pedersen. Wasn't it 1 second earlier, and he could have really done some damage on Hatchwell, whose ribs were exposed.
I tell you what, Jimmy, I think the temperature's dropped probably 2 or 3 degrees here. It's absolutely freezing in the grandstand here at the Clark stand as we look at the replay. Young Rouse getting a floating ball to Hatchwell. We'll be thanking him later for that as we look now to the live action.
Yeah, they went short to that line out, which is not surprising. And now they're mauling it up. Just getting a little bit high here, but they've still got the ball at the back. Waratah setting again.
Yeah, well done to the Merewether side as Ford spots a half gap, and he's taken though by another scrambling effort by Merewether.
Yeah, Sam Gilmore just leading the line up there, sort of cut off any quick exit to their back line. But they get away with that with a penalty. The Tars not releasing the defender, I think was the call there.
So Sherritt kicking the ball downfield, getting to about 40 out. Let's see if they can put something together here, the Waratahs. Speaking to Matt Chidgey before the game, he wants to see his side go through some phases a bit more than the attacking stuff that they go through, and just hold the ball and get some structure about their play.
Those last two lines both going to the front and won both of them, so that's a sign of things to come.
So Manu with it, not the best ball, but he does well. So look to go probably left again here. No, Big Palupe with it, so he's running forward strongly.
Red 6.
And here they go right side now.
John O. Reynolds just tucks it under his arm. Looks like they're building for something there. Their backs are coming back to the short side here. Hayden
Here they
Pedersen.
go. Sherritt with a dummy. Pedersen with it now. He's got support on the outside. Gets it away. And they'll score in the corner there. Chase Hicks, the winger on the left-hand side, goes over for the first points of the match.
Yeah, intelligent play there by Waratah. They just worked that to a T. A couple went to the open side, and then you could just see Tim Ryan and Hayden Pedersen just sneak back that short side. And once they got that defensive line sort of broken, then it was always Hayden Pedersen too smart, drew the winger, and then put a nice ball in the chest of Chase Hicks, who had a bit to do before he got to the try line, to be fair.
So we go now to the replay. Yeah, Sherritt just running to the line, getting a good ball to Pedersen. Pedersen catches, draws and pass. So they're in the corner, and Sherritt, he's a bit of a super boot too, so he's on the sideline for his first attempt. The number 10 from South Africa. Of course, if you want to get involved in the game, at Bar TV Sports. On Twitter, hashtag Bar TV Sports. So as he takes the final steps in, and he's hit it and he's hooked it. Not getting what he wanted on the ball as he runs away and shakes his head, kicks his kicking tee. Not the best attempt there by the South Africans. So Merewether Carlton now to restart the score 5-0 in favour of the Waratahs. So Gilmore goes left and not the best looking restart, but he makes the 10-metre line, and Afoa drops the ball cold. So now, can Merewether Carlton do something with it here at Townsend Oval?
So this will be their first opportunity to perhaps see their backs in action from a set piece. First scrum didn't go to plan. The first couple of lines haven't gone to plan. So Sam Gilmore just talking to his inside backs here, certainly working out something. Ken Hatchwell very strong getting the ball over the ad line. And looks like Sam Fogarty might have a bit of pace on his outside.
Fine.
Yeah, Fogarty, he's a lean player, isn't he? But he's deceptively strong
Red, stop.
and runs a very good line and a good angle off the hip of Hatchwell.
Get out, it's out.
As Mac Ray can't get it from the back. It looks like Waratah's come up with a win against the head, but Logan says knock on, so they'll go back to where they started.
This time, Waratah ball though, so yeah, they were disappointed with that Merewether Carlton. Their first opportunity to mount some pressure in this half with the ball in hand, but just that scrum just getting too sloppy at the back and a little knock on. I think we might see a bit of this today. Yeah, ball just tied up in the second row there. They twist it. Good shove from Waratah.
Just couldn't do anything with it there, could they?
No, just got caught up in the second row. Just need that Channel 1 ball to come out nice and quickly.
So now forward at the back, good control there by the Waratah scrum. Sherritt gets charged down, regathers the kick though and gets back to his feet.
Let him go, Green.
Yeah, good work there from Gareth Ernst. He was very quick away from that base of that scrum.
So Manu with it now, taking over the kicking duties, and it's not the best one. So Merewether Carlton will be happy with that. Good pressure there by the Greens.
Yeah, and their defence has been good in patches. It was just that one little lapse where they didn't aim up down the short side. Intelligent play, great vision from Sherritt and Pedersen to set up. But other than that, their defence has been pretty good.
So Billy Dunn goes to the back again, and it's over the top, and wrong option there, I think, by the Greens hooker as Roberts now dummies, gets a ball away. Good ball to his second row partner, McDean.
They're screaming it throughout the left here, Waratah. Carl wants the ball.
Yeah, Merewether Carlton realign well, though. And Pedersen, he's hit well by Island, but he's still going. Pedersen making about 20 metres there. But he's knocked the ball on, and we'll go back to another scrum here. So very scrappy game so far, Jimmy.
Yeah, no team able to really string some phases together or get any rhythm in their play. Everything, all the set pieces have been scrappy, haven't they? There've been not much clean ball at all, which that disrupts your timing, particularly for your back. So we look here. I thought Pedersen was going to find a hole here, but he got up very quickly, Island, and put a good shot on, but he didn't hit and stick, as they say. And Pedersen bounced up to his feet and was away 20 metres. But as he went to ground, the ball just spilled out and was a little knock on.
We'll go now for another scrum on about 40 metres out from the Merewether Carlton line. They're set quite deep again, the Greens back line.
Red, right, stop.
And another good scrum here by the Tars. Ernst gets the ball though, and Hatchwell has it, taking the ball forward. Picked up nicely by Manu though, as Gilmore has it. And it's been charged down by big Josh Afoa. They've still got the ball though, plenty of time to reset. Here's Hatchwell again. He breaks one and can't get a ball away, can't get an arm free.
I think it was Manu just had hold of his foot there and was lucky to put him to ground as they go 2 passes wide. One of the Island brothers trucks it up, head down, just needs to get to ground. Now they're trying to hold him up here. Josh Afoa's doing a good job, but he put that nice long place. Gilmore, they had a little bit of numbers here, but he takes the option of putting on the foot.
And here comes through. I thought he was going to get to that young Rouse. He's got plenty of toe. And Tim Riley, he was a little bit blasé about that. You normally see him steaming onto them, don't you?
Yeah, I could see a collision coming there between all three. But, Jesus, you look at young Rouse and you look at Chase Hicks from Waratah, and they're nearly twins. They nearly
Very similar,
twins.
aren't they?
And this is going to be a great battle between these two teenagers. Both of them got very confident players, like to take the line on and blessed with good speed.
Yes, terrible line out there by Merewether Carlton, just not getting it right. Turning the ball over, and Sherritt steps away from one, just toying with them at the moment. The Waratahs fly half. Island
just got caught nastily there.
Around his head.
All right, let it go. Oi. 2. Move away now. Two, move away.
So Logan and both sides having a bit of a chat with each other.
Right, Carl, take 2 away, please.
Yeah, it was sort of, from my first view of it, it looked like when he went to ground, he sort of ended up wrestling him
Right,
sort of around
Gareth,
his head and twisting him in a
Gareth.
really awkward position. I don't think there was anything too much harmful in the initial contact, but it was when he went to ground where it got a bit awkward.
So Jared's just having a chat to the two captains.
It's not a one-off, it's happening both ways. The leg pulls and the twists and the arms, they've got to stop both ways, all right? So I'm going to give you a minute, go back and relay, leave the blokes on the ground, stop pulling their bodies all different ways.
So just not happy with the wrestling on the ground and the pulling of the bodies. Both sides are into it at the moment. Merewether Carlton aren't set here, so this could be a big opportunity.
I think the referee told Gareth Ernest to go and talk to his troops, and he was still talking to them, and Waratah were ready to go.
So Sherritt getting the ball downfield. Line out just about to be set here. So let's see if Waratah can do something with it. And there's a little bit of a hush over the crowd at the moment, Jimmy. It's really not got the...
Yeah, it's lacking a bit of intensity, lacking a bit of atmosphere, isn't it? But that was another poor line-out option. They won their last two to Dylan Hines, and they went to 4 this time to Frank Robertson. He just couldn't get a handle on it.
Fogarty gets the ball away. Good run by the young outside centre. So McRae just guarding, and Gilmore gets the ball out to Nash. Nash trying to get away from his opposite winger. So Gareth Ernst passes it to Dunn, and Dunn met by a wall of red, but he gets them over the advantage line. And here they go now, big Isaac Wilton. Hands off a ball there.
Red 6, roll.
So the ball out the back, Gilmore with it. Picks it up, and Gilmore again. And this game is almost static, Jimmy.
Yeah, both teams struggling to find any real penetration, any rhythm. They're sort of going from side to side. The breakdown's very scrappy at the moment. I think we need both teams need to take tuck the ball on the wing and get some go forward, some pick and drive, and create some time and space for their backlines.
Yeah, so 22 minutes gone.
Fine, it's half a metre. Fred, just stay where you are and we'll be right.
Luke Troy. They go to 2 that time. It's touched by a Carlton player, but play on to the Waratahs, and Riley doesn't get the ball he would have liked and is forced to kick.
They've taken
down
that back
the field.
into. They've taken that into Waratah, so that line-out will be deep in their own 22. Great opportunity for Merewether Carlton.
The earpiece.
Yeah, so let's see if Merewether Carlton can get this line out right. It's been, from both sides, it's been pretty poor execution.
Indeed. I think they just need to go to the front here. Get a nice strong ball up at number 2.
So it goes to the back and looks like it might have been knocked on by Ireland. Yep. So another scrum here, Jimmy. What do we say about this?
Yeah, she's been a pretty horrible
Sluggish
start, hasn't it?
It's been a sluggish game. As we look at the replay here, up the back, Ireland landed in his breadbasket and just was unable to hold on to it.
Just overcooked his throw there, Billy Dunn.
So Ford now looking to feed the scrub. Ball gets down the field and back at Galupa. Nice work by him. He puts up the midfield bomb and chases through, tries to do a Riley on Riley, but Riley, for the life of me, is too good here and gets under it.
Safe as house is at the back. He'll catch those all day. There you
And up
see
the middle,
some,
here he
finally
goes. Palupe gets the ball away to Hines, and Hines will keep going. Hines palms one off, puts a kick over the top, and here comes Carl Manu. Manu might go all the way, gets a ball inside to the winger, Chase Hicks, and Chase Hicks will go over for his second. And he has just lit up this stadium here at Townsend Oval.
Well, it's what we've been crying out for. Someone to take the ball under the wing and take it forward. And Palapupi just stuck his head up through the middle of the ruck. Bang, all of a sudden he was away. And once he was in open space, he had Dylan Hines on his outside. And from there, it just became too many numbers for Waratah. I think you'll see finally both teams might switch on. Before you start shifting it, you have to go forward. As we see, nothing on there. Palapupi just picks it up and careers through the middle. He's got open space, draws the fullback. Dylan Hines does very well. He palms off two, has a look, puts it on the boot, and then it becomes a sprint race. And Carl Manu, those little legs of his were pumping. He got a perfect bounce. Fogarty tried to get across, but it was Chase Hicks gets in for his second. Great try by Waratah.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
what they can do. They can just hurt you like that in an instant.
Nice work up the middle by Palupo, wasn't it? He just grabbed the ball and there was no one in that pillar and post position. As we go now to the kick. And Sherritt makes no mistake with that one. So the score, Waratah 12 and Merewether 0. And from what we've seen in this first half, and there's only been 25 minutes gone, Jimmy, Merewether Carlton don't look like they've got any points in them today.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing. I don't know where they're going to get any points from other than possibly penalties. They really need to face from. I know we've said it before, but string some phases together and give their backs an opportunity at least to try and create something. But at the moment, it's just been a real dogfight.
Yeah, so nice restart by Gilmore, and Hicks comes up with it. Taken by Hatchwell.
Boys, get in tight.
Here comes Palupe now. Good run by the big number 8. That's going to be offside there
That was an accident.
by Merewether Carlton. And it's on here.
Yeah, Ken
Hatchwell.
Hatchwell didn't like what happened after that penalty was given.
Don't know if
I don't know if I'd be taking on that Waratah forward pack on my own, to be fair, but obviously something annoyed him. He responded and was happy to go knuckle busters.
there wasn't too much in it though. It's Hatchwell trying to get his troops fired up maybe.
Yeah.
Because they just look really flat, don't they? They look disinterested at the moment, Jimmy.
It's like they know they're up against a tough task. And then the
Probably
first
gonna
10,
have to
15,
go.
first 10 minutes was
Gonna
good.
talk to
And
Red too
their
afterwards.
intensity was good, their line speed was good, but now they're chasing, they're behind on the scoreboard, and you can see their
Right,
body
Gareth, to
language is a
number
bit
12,
different.
Please.
They just seem to be going through the motions a little bit.
As we go now, Jared Logan about to have a word with Ernst. Looks like Hatchwell is going to get a talking to here.
Right, the original penalty was for offside. Because you never retreated and then you come up, you crept early. But everything was calm. You've thrown a punch on the touch judges. Touch judges seen a punch. So we've already had the niggle.
Here he comes. He's reaching into the
Yeah,
pocket.
he's thrown a punch.
Certainly not what Merewether Carlton needed by any stretch. And then he's obviously, it looks like he's given the referee a gobful as well.
Yeah,
So
Well,
not
we
what
heard
you
it there
need.
on our bar TV screens, and
So you need to keep your players under control.
he threw a punch
Yeah.
out there, and of course the referees are taking a no stance on any of that sort of stuff
Yeah, that's all right.
in the
You've told me your
NHRU
opinion
competition.
The whole game. I don't want to hear it anymore. All right. Just got to.
And he had a bit of blood coming out too, Hatchwell.
You can encourage them. You can
Could be trouble
every
here. As
time
we
I've
see
told
Luke Troy out
you
there
tell me how to do my
pointing to Logan.
and play the game.
Yeah, so Luke Troy manages to stay on the field, and he's one of those players that really get under your skin, isn't he, Jimmy?
No doubt. So we mentioned in the preview that he would be chirping out there, and I suggest that's 1-0 to Luke Troy, 0 to Ken Hatchwell in that little battle of the wits.
As we look here, both sides set, and the ball goes to Merewether Carlton, and here goes Mac Ray now. Can Mac Ray pull something out? Mac Ray going forward for his side, taking it back over the halfway line. But again, another scrappy set piece there, Jimmy.
Yeah, horrible, wasn't it? It was like communication was poor. That went basically to the Merewether jumper, that one. So I'd be going back to that number 2 option if I was Waratah. The Greens might have an opportunity here. They've got numbers on the right. They just shift, but Dylan Hines gets up. It's
Fogarty up the middle. Fogarty still going. Gets a ball away to Dunn, and Dunn is always there to pop up.
Numbers on the left here. They just got to spread it nice and
They go
quick.
now. Gilmore gets the ball away to Bakagalupo. Bakagalupo goes back inside. So Ernst with it now to Butler. Butler, haven't seen too much of him so far. And here goes Ernst now, and big hit
tackle.
on Ireland there by Dylan Hines. That's a Dylan Hines special, that there.
Just a bit
Just
disorganised here,
wasn't
the
it?
Greens. They need to get a bit of control out there, a bit of direction. Gareth
Too many
Ernst.
phases for the Merewether Carlton side. They're not used to playing so many phases. They're used to trying to score at every opportunity, and they've still got the ball, though.
No.
So Ernst will go for it now, and Mac Ray there to set the ball up, getting through the first line of defence over the advantage line.
They've got a penalty advantage here, the Greens.
So Gilmore with it. Steps on the inside, loses the ball, but it's going to be a penalty.
Carl, sideways or out.
So what do you do here, Jimmy? Do you take the 3 or do you back yourself when you haven't really done?
I think you got to take the points. I think you got to get on the board. It's still 50 minutes of this game left. It's only 12-0 at present, 12-3. You're edging away at it. You haven't been down here yet. You need to get a reward.
Well, there's still 10 minutes to go in this first half.
You remember, you've only got 14 men on the field at the moment too, so your back line's disrupted with Ken Hatchwell not being there. I'd be taking the 3 points for sure, and they are. Wise decision.
Tell you what, there's 10 minutes to go in this first half, but it feels like it's been going for 2 hours, doesn't it, Jimmy?
Yeah, we've only seen a couple of individual pieces of brilliance from Waratah. Well, not necessarily individual pieces of brilliance, but two fantastic
Two players
tries
have
from
led
them.
to tries.
And that's been the highlight. The rest has been pretty dour and pretty scrappy, so it'll be easy to do the highlights package this week, gentlemen.
As we go now, Gilmore to Fogarty, and he shows great strength here, the young outside centre. I know everyone at Merewether Carlton believe he's got a big future here at the club. As potentially a long-term outside
He looks like
answer.
he looks like he'll be playing for Silverchair, doesn't he, with those long blonde locks of his?
Of course. For our listeners out there, Silverchair just
Across the
hail
road.
from Merewether, just around the corner.
It'll be about a 7-9 from here, I would suggest. Daniel Johns' parents' house.
Of course, Mr. John's a good lawn bowler as well. I believe he may even be in the Gold Coast at the moment for a tournament.
Oh, you are the mayor of Merewether, mate. If anyone
Got all
knows,
the
it will be you.
scoops. I've got all the scoops, Jimmy. As the ball restarted nicely there by Sherrod. It's a high kick with plenty of hang time. Mac Ray gets the ball back to Ernst, and Ernst will kick downfield. Yeah, nice kick there, and Palupe takes the ball over, so Merewether Carlton will now have a good chance to counteract here. That they are a man down though, Jimmy.
Yeah, you'd like to have that play again, I think, Palupe got a bit cute there rather than just letting it roll into touch. And he got his big body in the road, it bounced off his chest, and now another opportunity for Merewether Carlton to get some more points as they saunter up to this line out. Important throw here for Billy Dunn. It's a short line out. They go to Mac Ray in the middle, just overcooked it
And
again.
again, they don't find the right man, so Waratah have come up with it. And again, Sherrod, the South African, punches that ball downfield. He shows good composure there, the young fly half, as Riley with it now and gets a boot to ball downfield, and it stays in the touchline, and the Merewether's going to have to get there, and they only just do. So they're going to have to get around him now as the Waratah. And they do, and Nash has the ball. Nash gets away from one, but he's taken over the sideline. He's very dangerous, isn't he, when he gets that ball on that far edge, Corey Nash.
From what I've seen so far, I'd be getting the ball into his hands as often as possible, or even he needs to come in looking for the ball. 'Cause
I'd be
he's
moving him to breakaway.
He's one that can put a dent in that defensive line. He can spot a hole, and he's got that explosive burst over the first 5 or 10 metres. He can get through it. He's certainly one that needs to be coming looking for more work.
So now Troy with it. Oh, surely that wasn't straight. And Jared Logan agrees with everyone at the ground.
Yeah, the set piece is a real issue for both teams, particularly the line out at present. I think the opposition has won more of the ball than actually the team that's thrown it in so far. So
both sides, yeah.
I don't think the conditions are that difficult down. There is a breeze coming left to right.
It's a light gust.
Yeah, behind Merewether Carlton, but certainly not too big an impact on the line out throws. As we said, I mean, Luke Troy's only played a handful of games in the last 5 years, and for him to come in and have that responsibility is a big ask. And Billy Dunn's coming back from an ankle injury, and they're missing Sean Rich, their number one line out man. So I guess there's some excuses there.
Yeah, so Ernst up the middle. Ernst will be called back by Logan. Obstruction, says the referee.
I I think you'll see more of that from Gareth Ernst, particularly later in the halves as the Waratah pack gets a bit tired or a bit lazy. He'll look for those little snipes. That's certainly one of the features of his game.
Well, Corey Nash and Ernst have probably been the only two players that look like they can get anything happening here for this Merewether side.
And that's all because it's, their set piece isn't functioning. And that's the byproduct of that. If your set piece is not functioning, when your back line's never really on the front foot.
So 5 minutes remaining. The score, Waratah 12, Merewether Carlton 3. And Peterson, or Manu it was, sorry, with the dummy and good leg drive to get him over the gain line.
Use it.
And they go up the middle, just picking and driving now, the Waratahs. So a big part of their game plan today is Sherritt with a dummy. Sherritt gets through one and Hines can't hold on to it.
He had Hines on his outside, but he had Hayden Pedersen looming up on that inside. I think the inside ball might have been the option there. That one just a bit too strong for Dylan Hines. But again, we see Dane Sherritt take the line on. When he takes the line on, he just puts the defence in two minds. He's so good at it. I expect more of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he makes a half break pretty much every time he has the ball and keeps it. And again, another poor line out by Merewether Carlton. Just no control there. And so the Waratahs have it now. Sherritt with the inside ball to Manu. Manu's still going. They've got numbers too if they can use it, but Palupe takes it from the back of the breakdown, and now it's Miracalis.
Yeah, they're on the back foot here, Merewether Carlton.
And now a Foa. So good phase play here by the Waratahs. This could be trouble. Now Sherritt has the ball, dummies, off one, off the other, and that'll be a try to Sherritt. Nice try there by the fly half, and he's been dangerous every time with ball in two hands, hasn't he, Jimmy?
Yeah, it looks like it's finally clicked for Waratah. They realise if they can make him inroads through the middle. They've got big, powerful forwards. Let's get them over the ad line. Let's pick and drive. And once we get a dent in the line and get the Greens backpedaling, well, then we'll let our backs do their magic. And that's exactly what happened then. The Greens were at 6s and 7s there, trying to scramble, trying to get back on side, trying to number up. And it was just a case of Dane Sherritt showed it one way and stepped, and he was split them right open. He's just coming across there. No hope in that cover defence. Great little try.
Yes, and good interchange of picking and driving too by the front rowers and the tight forwards there. We haven't seen much of it today, but as you said, when Waratah do it, and Coach Matt Chidgey wanted to do it before the game as well, it just sucks them in, and you get 4 or 5 together, and it's too easy out wide for the back line here, isn't it?
And that's what they're going to need to do if they're going to be any hope beating Hamilton next week. I mean, from now on, it's got they got Merewether's measure. You would think. I know it's only early, it's only not quite half time, but once they start doing that, they're almost unstoppable. What they need to do now is start thinking about Hamilton, how we're going to play that, and that's the way to do it. If they're going to be any hope, they need to really set the platform through their forwards first.
So Sherritt now, the try scorer, hits it well. So the score 19-3 in favour of the Waratah Rugby Club.
Next stoppage.
And just speaking to a few of the Waratah guys who have just become back involved with the club over this last year as well. They're into getting that community spirit back and helping. Hopefully that'll filter down to the junior clubs and get some more juniors back involved in the ranks as well.
I think they're having a workshop for their juniors on the June 16. It's obviously important. They haven't got a Colts team this year, and while they've got a very good first grade side, they need to develop that. And great to see some of their old boys. I mean, Carl DeSpecker's back at the club, Doug Haslam's at the club, Matt Chidgey we've already mentioned. So there's
Billy Dunn, he's taken a little bit high, but he's dropped the ball there, Dunn.
Look
Long
out.
ball out now, and here's this try scorer, Chase Hicks. He's still going, Chase Hicks. He's got back at Galupo to beat, and he beats him. Chase Hicks still going. Chase Hicks palms off one. He gets ankle tapped at the end. Can't get a ball to Manu, and Manu will be held up. Great run there by Hicks, the winger.
He deserved the try, didn't he?
Defence by Merewether Carlton. It's going to be a penalty, though. So they go for the quick tap here, and all could have been a little obstruction there. And they take the ball forward. And this has lit it up the ground here. Looks like they may have scored. No, they're short. Riley was calling for it, but it's going to be a try there for Waratah, and that was just pure possession. And Miracalis was the try scorer from the back of the breakdown. But it was a great individual effort there by the young winger, was it Chase Hicks? He palmed off about 3 players, and Fogarty just got there at the end with the ankle tap.
He deserved the try for that. 90 metres of pure effort, and I thought he was going to get collared a couple of times. At one point, it looked like he was going to put on his boot. As we see it here, they counter-attack, and this is where they're so good, Waratah. Give him a broken field, a bit of open space. He in and out, gets through to one island, through the tackle of Mac Ray, palms off young Rouse, and then he's got a bit of open space. He puts the ears back, he gets outside, back at Galupa, and then Rouse has another go, not quite good enough. Fogarty just gets him with the ankle tap, and here comes Manu. Manu does well to get his hands on the ball. He gets it back, and then Mac Ray trying to, for dear life, hang on and gives away the penalty.
I'll tell you what, he's got some toe, hasn't he, Chase Hicks? But he's opposite number there as well. He had 2 goes at him, so that just shows how fast young Sam Rouse is for the Merewether Carlton side. As we go now to have a look at the try. Yeah, Miracalis just had to fall over there, and it really, at the end of it, it was poor defence by the Merewether Carlton at the breakdown. So as we see Sherritt now, right on the stroke of half-time. Has a big deep breath in, and he's shanked that one as well, so this side obviously not his favourite side. He's pretty much done the mirror image of his first kick and put a bit of slice on it.
Some ominous signs here for the Greens, unfortunately. Just struggling to get back. They need half-time pretty quickly. They can't afford to give away another one before the break.
Yeah, they need to regroup, don't they? And you can just see how much they're missing Crichton and Strawn today. They just haven't got that punch, have they? The ability to sort of break the line from wherever.
And their experience in defence too. We mentioned it earlier that Strawn has become a real leader for him. And also, I mean, Sean Rich at line-out time, he's a 99% go-to man and wins most of his, certainly all his own ball, and does a very good job at winning the oppositions.
That was absolutely terrible there by Merewether Carlton. They were just going sideways. There was nowhere with any purpose. No one's running with any purpose out here.
Mick Dan might jump back on that plane and head straight back to Dunedin, mate.
Shuffling the ball across. Reminds me of under sevens at the moment. Now Gilmore with it. Getting the ball to Wilton, the young second rower. Yeah, good run there by Snedden. Snedden taking it forward. He was owner of the Das Hound House, German restaurant. And here goes Hatchwell. Hatchwell picking up some scrappy ball and trying to do something with it. So Island has it now, but Waratah have come off their line pretty quick and driven them back about 10 metres here at Townsend Oval.
Yeah, 15 on 15 again now. Ken Hatchwell, as you mentioned, back on the field. As we come up to half-time, that's swarming defence there from Waratah. They're all over him at the moment.
Yeah, very disjointed, aren't they, Merewether Carlton? So Ernst has a go up the middle trying to tuck the ball under his wing, the captain. This might be what they need to do here, Merewether Carlton. Just some pick and drive just to get themselves sorted, but they're playing too wide and they're playing with no depth. And he's just dropped the ball cold there, Mac Ray. It was everything.
They're going to run it here, Waratah.
And here goes Hicks. Hicks tries to get a pass away and can't, but he's held around the bootlaces like a rabid little chihuahua there by his opposite number.
It's a ding-dong battle between those two young tyros, isn't it? Obviously, Chase Hicks certainly has the better of it at the moment, but you got to admire a young Rouse for his tenacity and his determination.
I thought he latched on with his mouth then. As we go to half-time, the score here, Waratah 24-3. We'll be back soon. Of course, if you want to get in the game, at Bar TV Sports on Twitter. We'll have a word from our sponsors and we'll be back with you shortly.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world. you could.
Yes, welcome back to Bar TV Sports' coverage of the greater NHRU competition. As always, we have a special guest for you at halftime, probably one of my favourite people in the world on a Friday afternoon at the Burwood Inn. You can probably find him. Doug Murray. How are you, Doug?
Very well,
Skipper,
thank
they call you around here, don't they?
Well, as you do. If you own the ball, you get to run the show.
So where does that nickname come from?
Well, when we were growing up, I owned the bat and ball. So if anyone wanted to have a game of cricket or rugby, if I wasn't skipper, we didn't have a game. Sorry.
Or did you own the bat and ball? Or did you steal it off someone?
There's no need to be like that. There are such things as inheritance.
Anyway, you've been associated with the Merewether Carlton Club, since birth, nearly? And
40-odd years, yeah.
Well, it's birth, isn't it?
Well, at my age, I guess it is, yeah.
Yeah, so, and what are your thoughts about the current Merewether Carlton side and some stories from the old days as well?
Can't repeat stories, but the current side, great. They're young kids, they're going well, they're doing their best. We'd love a little bit of height and weight in the forwards, but no, you get out and do your best.
Yes, very good. And do you get down to every game at home, or?
I tried to get to every game, home or away.
And away?
Well,
Singleton?
certainly. Yeah, my word, yeah. Well, those days are gone. The bus trip was marvellous, but those days are long gone, yeah.
Remember in the old days, you'd go up on the bus and it was so cold up there, you'd have to have a bottle of Greenstone's ginger wine?
Well, that was supposed to be before the game. I remember the day they drank 2 gallons on the way up.
Yeah, that's right. Those bus
That
trips.
might have been the day the Army invited us back. That only happened once.
Too many people going commando out there. Was there, Doug?
Blame Georgie Tunteski, mate. That's all I can say.
Of course. George Tunteski, a great supporter of rugby in Newcastle, supporting the Hawthorn Club this year as major sponsor. Tell us about some of the characters that you've come up with.
Oh, well, there's a couple in particular, like Steve Baggs and Brian Fisher. Well, I tell you, I couldn't even start to tell you the stories about those pair.
Well, that
Unbelievable.
Brian Fisher especially, he's one of the craziest men I've ever met.
Well, there used to be a little nickname for him years ago, which I shouldn't repeat in public, but I probably will. Old Dumb Car. Car, that was.
Car it was, yes it was. For all our viewers out there listening in to Bar TV Sports coverage as we see Jared Logan blowing the players back in. Thanks very much, Skipper, for coming and have a chat at half-time.
It'll be a great second half. The Greens are running with the wind and downhill, so I should imagine points will follow.
Well, one thing I'll leave you with this. It's always awesome running towards green corner. Not so much for your own team because you're normally getting heckled more than the other team.
All part of growing up in rugby.
Something which you and the old boys mastered a long time ago, Doug. Thanks very much for coming in and joining us. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
As we go now back for the greater NHRU Round 8 match at Townsend Oval. Of course, Merewether taking on the Waratahs, and at the moment it's all Waratahs. They haven't been dominant in possession, but they've taken opportunities when they've come, and when they've come, they've looked unstoppable, the team in red. So for mine, they had an off day against Uni midweek a few weeks ago, and they look like the front runners with Hamilton at the moment, Jimmy.
Oh, there's no doubt they've got the personnel to test anyone. There's so many game breakers, as we've seen here. They've got some half opportunities, which they've really turned into 2 lengths of the field tries. But I think that impressed me most was that 10 minutes before half time when their forwards switched on and they realised if they start doing some work up the middle, that will just open it right up. And that's where I think you'll see, particularly the first 10 or 15 minutes of this second half, we'll see more of that, just to really put the nail in the coffin of the Greens, who are really just battling to hang on at the moment.
Yeah, so the Waratahs with the kick-off here. Sherritt switches his angle and goes left to the short side. It's a good kick, but Rouse gets underneath it. Oh, he loses his footing there, Rouse. He spotted a half gap, but couldn't capitalise. But Dylan Hines comes up with it here for Waratah, and Waratah now with a good chance to attack. And there he is, Bigger Foa, looking like a crunchy bar out there. And here's Patterson now. Patterson gets a ball away. And now Hines backing up well. Forward. Manu taking it in. Still going, Manu, the captain. Green roll! So Mirakalis now taking the Waratah side forward. And again, they pick and drive. So you might see a little bit more of this in the second half from the Waratah side. And Ernst comes up with a turnover. That's a nice kick there by Ernst, getting it towards the 40-metre line. Still not out of trouble yet, though, the Merewether Carlton side. So the Waratahs electing for the full line-out option here. One of the things on everyone's lips, the coaching staff would have been to get these set pieces right for both sides, Jimmy.
Yeah, indeed, particularly for Waratah. I mean, going forward, they're really going to need to aim up there, honestly, against the bigger teams and the teams that are sort of more in their game than Merewether today. I mean, to be fair, Merewether missing 5 players today. We can't discount that, particularly two of their key backs and obviously their main go-to man in the line-out. So that's an area that both teams really need to sharpen up, but in particular Waratah, if they're going to be a match against the Hamiltons and the Wanderers and even the Southern Beaches down the track when we get the business in, not so much now.
Yeah, Zamano with it, little set move there. Sherritt gets it out to Palupo, who seems to have got over that bicep injury pretty quick, and Hines loses it. Fogarty goes without any support, and he's pulled up. Merewether Carlton get there through Nash. Nash gets a ball away to Dunn. Dunn is still going. Billy Dunn wrapped up, though, by Manu. Good chance here for the Merewether Carlton side, and they go to Gilmore. They're all offside here. They go wide to Mac Ray, and Mac Ray will score.
Well, they had to hit back, and they've done that well, didn't they? Great little break from Sam Fogarty. Showed great set of wheels, and good work by Corey Nash. I mean, he's a winger. He's come in. He had to win the ball. He did well, got forward, and then it was just a case of too many numbers. They were trying to get out Waratah, but they always stretched on that right-hand side, and Sammy Gilmore found Mac Ray, and he strolled over for an easy try, and one they desperately needed.
Yes, you see Hydes there. Knock it on, and Fogarty doing his best. Nash, good ball by Nash, and Billy Dunn, he's always there, isn't he, the little hooker? He's had a bit of trouble with his line out today, but one thing you can count on him for is to get there like that. In support is Sam Gilmore, the old head, gets the ball nicely to Mac Ray, and Mac Ray pretty much had to fall over the line there. So here he is, Gilmore. And he's hit it well.
It could be just
as a bit of a super boot.
Could be just to lift the Greens. They needed something straight away, didn't they? They needed something to lift them up. That was an opportunist try, come from a mistake, but bang, they went 15 metres and scored. They really need to up the ante now and make sure that they're next to score again, and then all of a sudden it's game on.
Yeah, definitely. And Waratahs probably wouldn't have been expecting that. They would have thought they were pretty comfortable coming into this second half with Merewether Carlton not showing too many options in attack. That's a nice high restart there by Sherritt. Palming off the opposition there was Hatchwell. Ball goes to Gilmore, and Gilmore gets the ball downfield as we go now for the halftime updates, Jimmy.
There's some lopsided scores around the grounds. At number 2 Sports Ground, Wanderers leading Singleton 47-0. Similar at Passmore, where Hamilton are in control against Nelson Bay, 40 points to 7. Maitland in cruise control up at Marcellin, leading Lake Macquarie 48-0. The one close affair is over at University, where Southern Beach is currently leading the students 21-14.
As Hines goes up for that one, and they go straight into a maul. And this is a good attacking maul here by the Waratah side as they go to ground now, making about 15 metres there. Ball comes out wide. Sherritt. Long ball to Riley. Riley. He's got support. Riley. As they go now to the corner. And that's a good try there to Metcalf, who'll score in the corner. He had a bit to do there, but is it just a matter of catching and passing for Waratah as they were caught with numbers there, Merewether Carlton.
Yeah, Nick Metcalf, he must have been thinking, when's the ball going to come my way? But most of all the action has been on the other wing through young Chase Hicks, and he's done fabulously. But he had a bit to work there to do. It looked like he was going to get hemmed in that corner. I thought they were going to carve him down, but he just showed that little bit of pace and just got outside his man and made a beeline for that corner post and just got there in the nick of time. Good finish.
As we see there, Hines. And straight away they put on a good rolling maul. So sucking in a few Merewether Carlton players, and they just didn't react and they didn't respond, Jimmy. So all they had to do, and Riley made the break up the centre of the park. The long ball out to Metcalf, who's on the wing today playing in the number 13. As Sherritt comes in, and again, Sherritt not getting what he wanted on that ball. Not the best looking kick. He's got a lot of raps on his kicking, but today it must be the Bar TV curse because he hasn't
we can stop a
good
train,
at all.
honestly.
Gilmore with the restart now. Hines taking it nicely. So here they go now to Sherritt. Sherritt getting the ball, bouncing downfield. Back at Galupo now. Counter-attacking to Nash. Nash loses his footing there. You just sensed he might have been able to pull something out there as they come through nicely, Sherritt. And they lost the ball there, but offside called by Jared Logan and the majority of this home crowd. So Gilmore will look to get this ball downfield. Probably not a kick. He probably wanted to get more distance on that kick, but finds touch about 22 out. As we look at back at Galupo. Yeah, very scrappy at the breakdown as you see in the Bar TV replay. Ball comes in. With the score 29-12 here, Merewether Carlton on the attack. Ball comes out to Gilmore. Hatchwell running across field, straightens up. So Gilmore with it. Just going behind him there. The execution still not quite there for Merewether. As they turn the ball over again with Hines has the ball now. He's been strong. He's been dominating all game, Dylan Hines. As the ball comes now to Riley, getting the ball way downfield, taking all the pressure off what was on Waratah there.
Not a good chase. He got plenty of time.
So back at Galupo, not the best kick, and gets it to Riley. Riley's very dangerous from this point as he puts a little grubbing kick forward. He doesn't come up with it though. Nash does well, and Fogarty just kicks it to nobody. Not the best option. Dive on the ball, son.
They got numbers stacked out here to the left, Waratah. They just need to sing.
So Sherritt, inside ball to Hines. Hines, another good strong run by him. Slam to the ground as Sherritt now. Manu, Peterson with the ball. Peterson very, very good on the outside, showing a lot of pace. Gets a ball to Palupe, but Palupe can't come up with it. I just thought Peterson would have been better taking it in there and trying to get the ball attack.
He probably thought he had Chase Hicks on his outside, not Parla Palupa, and he was just a little bit timing was off. As now we see again, this time it's Sherritt stepping his way through. He gets collared around the jersey there, just head reefed back, but he manages to get the ball back. They're just a little bit bunched here, Waratah. Frankie Roberts trucks it up, offloads into traffic. Bit scrappy, knock on coming.
Yeah, forward plays on
He
though.
says play on.
They take the ball up the middle. Everyone just standing there. No urgency shown at all. There's now Sherritt with it. Manu. And here they go now. Riley has a lot to do as Merewether Carlton scramble, but he can't get through. And Dylan Hines launches his body there at the clean out.
Yeah, he's been good, Dylan Hines, hasn't he? He's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's definitely winning the player of the match so far as they try and get the ball back there, and young Chase Hicks cleans up. So again, it's scrappy. Knock on both ways called by Jared Logan.
Coming a little bit like touch football for Waratah at the moment. Sort of every time they put 4 or 5 phases together, they score a try. It's almost too easy from now. They're just trying to play razzle-dazzle stuff rather than doing the hard work first.
So as we go now to another scrum. I know you're taking down the stats there, Jimmy. What is it, the 15th scrum this match?
I lost count after the first few, mate. I thought that they weren't going to be much of an indication of where the game was going, so I tuned out to them.
And you know, there's a lot of scrum when an ex-front rower, prop forward, says he's sick of seeing scrums as a little forward inside ball. I thought maybe to Palupe.
Well, I liked it though. I liked the thought process behind it. Here they are. At least they're going forward now. Now
Mirakalis taking them forward. And here they go.
Dane Sherritt there, the 5'8", calling his forwards to get in there and truck it up. He wants
nice
to see
run
them.
there by Foa. He's been pretty strong too this game. Been a little bit lazy the last few weeks. Offside maybe the Merewether Carlton side as they take it forward through Troy. Troy trying to get his arms free. Nicely taken there by Sherritt, showing all his class.
Yeah, Pedersen just came in off his shoulder there with that nice inside ball. He's struggling to get the ground. He only weighs about 70 kilo now, but he uses his strength to do it. They're stacked up here. They're only 5 metres out.
Yeah, could be big trouble here for Merewether as they take the borderline, but not being able to execute as Nash. Little half break, turns his man Metcalf inside out, and Ernst is there. Puts the big torpedo bomb up, and it's going to be out on the full. And that is something that Merewether Carlton did not need, Jimmy.
No, it was only an inch the wrong way. It would have been a good kick otherwise, as we see Sam Rouse had the ball in the end. But, just caught the chalk, as they say. And unfortunately, it's been that type of day for the Greens, hasn't it? Just things haven't gone right for them.
Yeah, definitely. They're not happy with something down there.
Yeah, you can see the frustration on Gareth Ernst. He's having a few words to say to the referee.
Now Sherritt. The ball just did not stick.
Yeah, it was on, wasn't it? He just, again, he took it to the line, and when he does, he just puts the defence in two minds. They don't know whether they come up and rush at him or stay on their man, and that could so easily have been another try to the Tars.
As the ball bounces. Hines with it. Now Joel Ford cleans up at the back.
Luke Troy chucks it forward.
Takes it forward. Good run by the hooker.
Now Frankie Roberts does the same thing.
So Ford with it, gets the ball out to Roberts. Again. Ford goes the wrong way there, but a foul calling for it, the big man, but he cleans out instead. And here they go, the Waratahs. It looked like this could be trouble here if they can get a couple more phases in. And here's Sherritt again. And Palupe comes up, but he's still going, the big number 8. And if Foa was calling for it, you'd like to think he'd be unstoppable from this far out. Penalty though.
Yeah, he just came in from the side there.
Nice work by Merewether Carlton to scramble, just holding on, aren't they, by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, it was a big clean out there. I think it was Luke Troy or Dylan Hines, one of the two, but it just came in from the side, not coming in through the gate. We'll have a look at it here. Really dangerous play. So they're just foraging for the ball. He gets so close. Joel Ford's in there looking for it. Yeah,
Dylan Hines.
Just straight in off his feet. Got to make contact there.
He's having a chat, though, to referee Jared Logan.
Speed, shoulder charge. It's dangerous. Yeah, shoulder
charge. He's reached for his cards, has he? He's got the yellow.
So it looks like he said he led in with his shoulder there. No attempt to use his arms. So one of those, I didn't think it was that bad on the first view of it. When we see, we might get another replay of it here in a minute.
He just left his feet as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and he led with his shoulder. So the way they are nowadays, that's a big no-no. And he spends 10 in the bin. And interesting to see how what effect this has on Waratah, because he's been doing so much work for him. He's been everywhere.
He's definitely there.
At the line out, the whole box and dikes. He has been there. He's certainly been their most dominant forward.
Yeah, he's the man they'll miss, that's for sure. As Merewether Carlton already capitalising and winning a line out. But poor ball from the back, and it's going to be a knock on. And Tog McDean just having a bit of a chat to them out there. Doesn't mind a bit of lip service himself, does he, McDean?
Mate, I was always too busy catching my breath to worry about that sort of stuff. But I reckon if you've got time to talk, then you're not working hard enough.
That must have been while I was a good talker, Jimmy.
Well, I was a leaner. Certainly when it came to rucks and moors, a leaner was my strength.
The old one-hand touch.
The old bridge. And the old... Miracalis here just having a word to, looks like we've got another, fresh props come on for Merewether Carlton on this loose head side.
So Snedden gone from the field. Now Snedden's still there. So here they go. Ball out, Sherritt. Little grubbing kick through to Pedersen. Pedersen has the pace, and Pedersen will get there. And that's a try. He summed it up, put it on the toe, and Pedersen reacted to it and showed the pace he's got, and that's a try.
Yeah, great set piece there. Great bit of ingenuity. Pedersen was always going to win that race. He's a flyer over that 30 metres, particularly when you factor that the Merewether Carlton bloke had to turn and chase. It was a perfectly placed kick. Beautiful ball. He's in a bit of trouble here, Pedersen. Looked like when he dived to the ground, he might have got winded.
Yeah, a bit of wind knocked out of him. Nothing too much. Good scrum, though, with the man down. The Waratahs holding it nicely and set play on the boot. Boom. So the score's blown out now, 34-12.
You'd suggest he hasn't had his best day with the boot, but it'd be crazy not to back him from this position to add the extras.
As he comes in now, hits it nicely. So Sherritt doing okay from in front of the sticks. The score now 36-12.
What are your thoughts on Waratah? We've seen Hamilton the last couple of weeks. Do you think they can test them next week? It's certainly 1v2. Both teams, Hamilton unbeaten, and certainly doing it in a canter at the moment.
Well, I don't think if Waratah can't win a set piece, then Hamilton will absolutely destroy them. So something for them to think about during the week as Hatchwell met hard there in defence. As Ireland comes up with the ball, gets it back, but Afoa comes through on it. Could have been offside, but no.
He might have been offside there, but he gets away with that one.
Miracalis, his front row partner, gets the handoff from him. So now again, Waratah looking to attack and forward. Quite happy to get the ball downfield. Good Sam Rouse gets back nicely, and back at Galupo tries to get outside his man. Joel Ford is on the spot, and Joel Ford will score.
Was that man chase Hicks? Great chase, great cover. Geez, he's got some ability, this kid. I don't know how long he'll hang around here for.
Yeah, he's alert to everything. And I was speaking to Matthew Chidgey before, and he was saying that he's been out of rugby for some time, and he's only sort of just come back. So it's like he's never been away.
I hope he stays, put it that way. He's got all the attributes. He's, for a 17-year-old, he's big and he's strong, and he's got a smart head on him. He's taken the right option nearly every time. He's backed himself. He's chased hard when he's had to do the kick chase, and then he put on a nice shot there. Good tackle on it, back at Galupo, and then it was just easy for Joel Ford. Pick it up and says thank you very much. And it all came from a good kick from him to start with. So, just reward for him as well.
Yeah, it's back at Galupo. He's had a solid day, hasn't he? Or he had a good first 20 minutes anyway, and that's probably an error to sum up Merewether Carlton's day here. Dropping it on your own line. So here they go. He's kicked it. He's made sure of that one, Sherritt. So
he certainly likes that preferred side of his, that natural draw side, isn't it?
The score now 43-12. Waratah v Merewether Carlton. I can't remember a time where Waratah have scored this many points on Merewether Carlton for quite some time, Jimmy.
No, well, in the lead up when I was talking to Matt Chidgey during the week, he said, I've never ever had an easy day at Townsend Oval. Well, I'll tell you what, Matt, you haven't won today. Yeah, and he goes back, not just for his coaching career. He obviously played halfback for Waratahs, I think, through in the 80s, and played a lot of first grade. So he's been to Townsend Oval plenty of times.
As we look at the little knock-on here for Bar TV. Of course, if you want to get in the game, Bar TV on Twitter, at Bar TV Sports.
Touch judge has just come in for something. I didn't see anything in back play, but he's found something. He's called out.
Don't turn.
Big Josh Afoa. Maybe a shoulder charge, is it?
Guessing he wasn't going for the ball. A bit hard done by there, Josh. I think he certainly had his eyes on the pill for mine, but the touch judge has seen something we haven't. He's a lot closer than we are, but Josh
Leading
certainly
with the
looked a bit,
elbow is the call from our producer.
Bit bemused by it.
We go now. We're going to start a little competition too for Bar TV Sports in the coming weeks. Where do you watch Bar TV? So all you have to do is get on Instagram and photo, wherever it is you are watching Bar TV on your tablet or smartphone device. Some good prizes coming for our viewers out there. Nice little chip over the top there by Sherritt, but Ernst is there. Ireland has it. Dummy's under one. He's still going Ireland. So Gilmore calling for it. Gilmore gets a long ball out to Hatchwell. Hatchwell nearly gets around his man Pedersen. Back at Galupo to Nash. Nash has got a bit to do. Nash will get there though. Nash has scored a try. That's just come out of nowhere for Merewether Carlton. So that's a nice try there. Good little interchange of passing and Merewether Carlton go over.
Well, we said Nash has looked their most dangerous whenever he's had the ball in his hands. He's been a man, or he's certainly threatened to. And that time he only had probably a couple of feet to work with down that short side, and he tiptoed down the touchline and got outside. I think Tim Riley came across. Quick restart here from the Greens. Island brother just takes it to ground. They get nice recycled ball. Tar's a bit slow to get set. Not much on here though. Gilmore hits a cutout pass to. Well picked up by Ken Hatchwell. Still nothing on, you wouldn't think.
He's got very good hands for a big man, hasn't he?
And then, just a little short ball. And, Nash only had, as we mentioned, a foot to work with down that touchline, and he did the best with it and raced 15 metres and ran it round to make a nice, easy kick for Sam Gilmore. So, nice little reply from the Greens, but they've got a lot more work to do.
Still about 25 minutes to go here for Bar TV's Greater NHRU match of the round. Of course, NIB, Vitek, Tui's, Tulloch, and the Newcastle Herald, sponsors and partners for this broadcast. So Sherritt now. That's another good restart there by the fly half. And here they go up the middle. The Greens trying to play a little bit quicker and up-tempo now, which is what we wanted to see from them all game. And this is a good run here by Mac Ray. And here's Gilmore. Thought he may have kicked, and Fogarty steps.
Couple of some fresh legs on, looks like, from Merewether Carlton. It looks like certainly the skinny legs there of
Ben Finney.
Can you
believe it?
And I think young Daniel Needer's out there as well in the front row. So some fresh legs on to try and create a bit of a spark. As Sam Gilmore finds some
Gilmore.
space.
Finney, line was wide open. Billy Dunn, all he had to do was catch that one. He's caught them all day, and he just doesn't come up with it, Jimmy.
He was in under the sticks. He wouldn't have had an easier try. He had open space, 15 metres in front of him. All he had to do was catch the pill.
Put that on the bloopers reel, that one.
Looks like Luke Troy's remind him of his actions to maybe catch the ball first, but they're just falling asleep here a little bit, Waratah. Matt Chidgey won't be happy with the last 5 minutes.
Good initial work by Backer Galupo, getting a scrappy ball away, and Gilmore, I tell you what, he opened up then, didn't he? And Ben Finney showing his veteranism and being there.
Lovely little sleight of hand, wasn't it? Because, of course, I mean, Waratah are still down to 14 men here, and a little bit of concern here, it looks like. The referee calling Dylan Hines, no. Dylan Hines back into the fray.
So Hines is coming back on. We've got Jono Reynolds down.
Yeah, just limping fairly badly there, Jono Reynolds. Looks like his day is done.
Yeah, he doesn't look good at all, does he? We look as Dylan Hines has now re-entered this match.
What have we got over the back here? It looks like some sort of barbarian Merewether Carlton team warming up.
The fourth grade game fixture getting played after first grade
game,
here
as it should
Townsend tonight. Muswellbrook taking on Merewether Carlton. Of course, the strips very similar. Muswellbrook opting to come down a bit later and making a night of it.
As you would, as you would.
So just waiting now for the replacement to come on here. Bit of a hush around the crowd as this scrum taking a while to restart play.
Game sort of petered out a little bit. I'd like to see Chase Hicks get the ball in his hands again. I'd love him to get a hat-trick. It'll make a nice story for the Newcastle Herald on Monday. But at the moment, this game, other than a 5 or 6 bursts from Waratah, the game hasn't been a lot to report about, to be honest with you.
It's out on the floor, but he was inside the 22, was he?
Got away with that one there, I think, Tim Riley. Had a look at the touch judge.
May have missed that one. Yes, he has missed it. So.
Great decision, sir. That's when you made all day.
Billy Dunn will come in for another line-out throw. They have improved in the second half, but not by much.
They should now with Ben Finney out there. You think he's certainly... His career's been based on being so strong in the line-out. He's so light to pick up. They don't
go to him. And only just picking the ball up.
Well done, Kennedy!
As the ball comes out now to Gilmore. Gilmore shows one under. Back at Galupo now, trying to get past Pedersen. As Daniel Nieder takes the ball now. Here they go. Merewether Carlton putting some good phases together. And Ernst decides to kick. Sherritt comes up with it. Riley, it's a poor chase by Merewether. Riley gets the ball downfield. Gilmore has to clean up.
He's got Metcalf on his hammer here.
Metcalf. Gilmore should have passed it inside there to back of Galupo, who's unmarked.
I don't know if he was actually screaming out for the ball. I think the last time he got the ball in his own 22, he got tackled, if you remember, back at Galupo. Maybe that he was a bit gun-shy there.
In any case, the score here, 43-19, in favour of the red team, the Waratahs.
A couple more changes. Hayden Pedersen just coming off his shift done for the day. Of course, he's got those chronic knee of his. It's sort of a week-to-week proposition, but he's got the bug back. I spoke to him during the week, and he's certainly fit as a fiddle at the moment. He's carrying no body fat. He's one of those real gym junkies. As Tim Riley gets in some space.
Riley with the ball. Riley will go all the way. No, he won't. He'll be held up.
He had Hicks outside him. All he had to do was pass it.
Outside, he could have passed it outside in, then he could have passed it inside to Hicks. And
I think he scored anyway, has he?
No, knock on.
Knock on.
So knock on, again, another restart in play, another break in play. Come on, I don't think the Waratahs, if they play like this, can beat Hamilton next week.
This year, you've seen glimpses of it. It's hard to keep that. I mean, when you're winning this comfortably, when you're doing it as comfortably as they have been, whenever they've sort of put the power on, whenever they've put the gas on for 5 or 6 minutes, they've scored tries. Of course, to do that against Hamilton is going to be a different scenario. So their defence, in particular, for mine has been outstanding. They just structure up so well, they man up, and there's no doubts that Scott.
Oh, and has Ford got it? No.
Scott Hamilton will certainly be going to copy the Bar TV coverage from this, and he'll be honing in on it and looking at everything leading up to this game. I know that when I spoke to him midweek, he was already thinking about next week, considering resting a couple of players who were carrying niggles today with the Waratah game in mind. So they'll be treating it a bit like they treated the Wanderers game a couple of weeks ago, a bit like an early semi-final.
As we look now at the scrum by Waratah, and that was a good effort by them. And
we're unlucky not to get a try there, Joel Ford.
Yeah, very lucky. It looked like he did get downward pressure. So time blown back on here. The Waratahs will probably look to do a similar thing here.
I'd love to see Chase Hicks coming off that blindside wing, mate. I'm riding him all the way home here. I need him to get a treble. I need a good yarn out of this, and he's the one for mine.
I'd like to see him packing at number 8 and just score a pushover
Whatever
try.
it takes, mate. Whatever it takes. Sherritt's just having a word doing there. I think we could see an inside ball.
They want the young fella to get his hat trick.
Although they're pretty keen for a pushover try here, the Tars.
The Tars.
They're keeping that front row nice and straight. And there it is.
That's a try for the Waratah. So the score now 48-19. There's been 31 minutes gone in this greater NHRU round 8 fixture.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's one thing Merewether are going to have to address. They need to find some front row stocks from somewhere. I mean, the guys that have been there today have battled hard, but I think we mentioned Daniel Needer's out there. Some of the guys in the stands here were saying he's been playing third grade, so obviously their stocks are pretty depleted at the moment. That was just a good scrum there. Pala Palupa at the back, good control. He's always going to get nothing but a try out of that one. But yeah, last year they had big Keith Barlow. I'm not sure where he is this year. And they had...
I think he's got work commitments, Keith Barlow.
I think he looks after the Knights, one of the Knights junior teams, does he, the under-20s. They had the other big prop that was working with Michael Dan in the hospital that came on and was very strong for him.
Matt Nixon.
I don't know whether they need to get in these guys' ears and get them back here, because at the moment...
Steve Barretto's always good for...
Of course, it starts...
Cameo.
The platform starts at the set piece, and at the moment... when you're struggling at the set piece, it means the rest of your game's struggling because you lack the rhythm, you lack the ability to get over the advantage line. You're forever sort of flat-footed.
Oh, he's hit the post there, Sherritt, so unlucky on the edge again, but he's getting closer nonetheless. As they come back now for another restart here, Merewether Carlton. They won't be happy with this scoreline. I don't think any team would be happy with this scoreline, but 48-19. Still with a bit of time to go as well.
Dylan Hines, although he did spend 10 minutes in the sim, and he's still been the best player out there.
Hands down, easily.
It'll be interesting to see how he features in the Anderson Middle points, because normally if you go to the sin bin, it's normally
they don't let you
a cross on your name, isn't it? So
there's Riley coming across, and he does it, and Nash takes him over the sideline. So Corey Nash can hold his head high here today. He's had a pretty good game.
He's tried hard. The Island brothers have worked pretty hard. Fogarty had glimpses of him when he's had the ball.
So the ball now with Ernst. Ernst throws a big wild ball out the back. So Hatchwell has the ball, probably not where he would have liked it, well behind the advantage line. Gilmore has it. Stepping back into traffic.
Daniel Needer there just trucking it up.
He's been around a while, Daniel Needer. He's not played that much first grade, but he's one of those players that's always been around the fringes.
Well, he was a very good referee in his younger day, wasn't he?
He
15 years ago. He was an up-and-coming referee, but...
and here they go now, the Merewether Carlton side.
Billy
Dunn has it. Billy Dunn will get over Willie. Billy Dunn scored. Good try to the little hooker who's always there, chugging away like the little train that could.
He probably thought he deserved one after dropping that one with the line open last time.
Very good, and my producer's hitting me on the head, saying don't call Billy Dunn the little train that could. But I think I can.
It's been a long afternoon, mate. It's getting longer by the... there's one thing you can say. They haven't stopped trying the greens. They haven't thrown the towel in. They've battled away. They just haven't had the size and the manpower to really test the Waratahs when the game was a contest, when it was...
I think that's what they're going to need to do, isn't it? They're going to have to get some big bodies from somewhere because, your Waratahs, Hamilton and the Wanderers side, they've all got, and Beaches, they've all got big four-packs. And if these guys are going to be the side that comes into that top 5, then they just need to do something with the size of this forward pack. As Gilmore missed the kick. I'd be looking to bring Nick Garner into the side maybe from second grade. Of course, Dan Garner's younger brother and Rowan Garner, who's played quite a lot of first grade for Merewether. The Greens now look to counter-attack, and here's Fogarty getting away from one. Well, the ball goes over the top. It's on in the backfield there. Didn't quite catch it because we were following the play. And someone has been absolutely dropped. Chris Tonks got absolutely dropped there. That was not what we like to see in the greater NHRU, but tempers flare up sometimes, and we didn't see what initially started it there, but I tell you what,
they're still fired up over there on the far side of the field. Is it Mac Ray that's down, or you mentioned?
Mac Ray, I thought it was Tonks. I think Tonks might be off now. Looks like it's Mac Ray.
Hopefully have a look at that again, I'm sure.
So Logan now talking to the officials. I don't know if they're going to get much of an outcome here because everyone was 30 metres up the play.
Yeah, he's getting a very long report from his touch judge. He was right on the spot there over on that Mitchell Street side.
Was it the number 16 from
I think it was the reserve, yeah, the guy that the front rower.
As Manu comes out to have a chat. It looks like Palupe might get a stern warning.
A little bit late, and you've come back, so you're going to go to the bin.
I'll tell you what, he's gone for his card, and it's a yellow.
Bin, 16.
Looks like Logan's going to have a chat to someone else as well. Yeah, it's big.
All right.
The big number 16.
We've seen punches 3 separate times. It's going to be a red card.
So he's giving him a red there, so
16. Hey.
It's a red card there. He's
Carl taking the other way, please.
Logan wants him back. But he's going to give the bench at
Merewether
a mouthful. He's carrying on that far touchline. Someone needs to get him off the field right now. This is not how rugby is played in the fairness of the competition.
You got a ground manager? Where's the ground manager, Green? Well, they need to be down.
Being a yellow.
Can someone please?
A couple of minutes gone to Palupe, but the second one a red.
Well, the coaches have got
I think it was just for maybe third man in.
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah, he certainly only saw bits and pieces, but he ragdolled a couple of players there towards the end, it looked like. So he will no doubt face the judiciary on Wednesday night and could find himself having a rest for a couple of weeks.
Yes, he may get to clean his boots over the next 3 or 4 weeks with no field to play on. So only a couple of minutes gone now. There'll be a bit of injury time. It's probably not even needed. Jared Logan will look to probably wrap things up quite quickly here today. It's been a stop-start affair, though, hasn't it, Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, there'll be pieces of it that Matt Chidgey will be very happy with, but only patches. You know, they've been undisciplined, obviously, in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and they have let their guard down defensively. They've dropped off a couple of tackles, and their execution hasn't been quite as good. But you know, when they have turned it on, they've been very impressive, and they certainly will send some message clearly to those top 3 or 4 teams that when Waratah are there, they're going to be difficult to beat.
Yeah, he finds touch there and just slows the play down.
Punch your own teammates. Who want you in the club?
There's now Billy Dunn looking to restart the play again. As you mentioned, Ben Finney should be the go-to man. But no, it goes to the back to the Waratahs player. So, again, not getting it right, Merewether Carlton. Nice short ball there to Manu.
Yeah.
So they're taken from the back here, picking and driving. That's all they'll need to do here, Waratah, to bring this match home. So ball back on the inside, not what they needed. Billy Dunn again with it. He's been strong, young Dunn. Gilmore now. They've got the overlap with the extra two-man advantage, but they come across well there, the Waratah side. Now Ben Finney with it. Oh, passes the ball.
Yeah, Dylan Hines hit him under the... Well, he's got the ball back, though. They've got numbers here, the Greens.
Good hospital ball by Ben Finney. He's been doing that for 15 years. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty there. Push in the back by Hatchwell.
Just had a look at his watch, Jared Logan. I'd suggest he thinks not much time left in this. Maybe this might even be it. Dane Sherritt puts this into touch.
Sherritt kicks it.
Time for at least the line out by the look of it.
So one more line out, one more chance for the Waratah side to maybe get some points on the board. Stretch that lead over the 50-point mark. Billy Dunn comes up with it. They've won a line out here, the Merewether Carlton side. Oh, and he didn't want anything to do with that then, did he?
No, not at all. And it's really a knock back, though, funnily enough. But,
so here they go. Oh, no. And here goes the Waratahs and Merewether have to scramble.
Looks like another substitute coming on here for the Tars.
So, with no minutes to go.
He doesn't want to come off, Dylan Hines.
The Waratahs make a replacement. He's not happy, is he, Hines? He probably wanted to finish out the match.
He
thought
had
10 minutes.
I had 10-minute break. I've still got a little bit left in the tank.
But he's been out and out the best player on the park today for this Waratah side. He's
without a shadow of a doubt
pulled off some massive hits out there, hasn't he? He's been great in defence and
really,
also in attack.
Really developed the last 12 months, or 24 months really now, since that premiership season. He's been a real... he doesn't just get to the breakdown, he's super effective when he gets there. That's the difference he's made to his game.
So here they go, Sherritt. Riley comes around sweeping. Nice tackle there by Fogarty as Merewether Carlton come up with a good steal by Gilmore. And McRae goes blindside with no one. Ben Finney tries to clean out as Daniel Nieder again dealt with there.
Muscled, wasn't he?
So he's copped a bit of a barrage of defences he's been on. Young Daniel Nieder. Billy Dunn. Just being wrapped up nicely by the Waratahs defence, and they try to get something going here, Merewether Carlton, but nothing's still happening for them. Ball goes out to Gilmore to Fogarty, and Fogarty puts the ball down again. So what do you think it's been, Jimmy? Has it been the physicalness of this Waratah side that... Or is just Merewether Carlton a little bit below the pace at the moment?
Yeah, and the class factor, there's no doubt. That's the class factor. When they've wanted to turn it on, they've just up the ante for 5 or 6 minutes and they've scored points when they've done that. I mean, when you look at it, Carman, who's played representative football for Samoa, Pala Palupa, as Anderson Middlewiller, Hayden Pedersen played Super Rugby, Dane Sherritt played under 20s for the Cheetahs in South Africa.
Here he goes for a field goal. Sorry to cut you off there. Looks like it might be full time though. And yes, it is. It's full time here at Townsend Oval with Waratah run-out winners 48 to Merewether Carlton 24. It's been a good day of rugby here for the greater NHRU competition. That's round 8 done and dusted, of course. Our delayed broadcasts are going out tonight from 7:30 onwards, and of course tomorrow. Thanks everyone for listening out there for Bar TV Sports. I've been Gareth Wazick, and I'll see you next week.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby.
Could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Doc's Pharmacies were established in 1988. We've been serving the Novocastrian community for over 25 years. Doc's Mega Save Chemist is the only chemist in Newcastle open 16 hours a day. We open from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
We have 3 full-time pharmacists employed, plus we have 2 intern pharmacists. So there's always more than one pharmacist here to answer any questions that you may have.
We have over 16,000 lines in stock at any one time, so we have a huge range of products always available.
Within a 5-kilometre radius, we have a free delivery service.
We offer free personal health checks, prescription reminder services.
We do free blood pressure checks every day. We've got the widest range of stock, and anything we don't have, we can get for you the next day.
For more information on any of the services that we offer, please visit our website or like us on Facebook. Doc's Mega Save Chemist is on the ground floor in Market Town Shopping Centre next to Woolworths.
Real guys, real sport, Bar TV.